Hello everyone, I am Ron and I am the game design instructor for the Academy of Entertainment Arts over at Dixie Hollands High School. If you are one of my students, it's Mr. Flowers to you, and welcome to this video tutorial. Okay, and we are back. In the last tutorial we went ahead and set up a torso for our character. And we have a duplicate special over here. Whenever you open a new project, I don't know if they've changed this in 2016, they might have, but whenever you create a duplicate special like we did in the previous video, the instance version of this kind of loses its inheritance properties, I guess you could say. So when we start, make sure you grab the duplicated half. Just go ahead and delete that because it's going to break. And we're just going to recreate it. So go up to Edit, come down to Duplicate Special, and go ahead and open that. Make sure you're on Instance, Parent, and your scale -1. If your front is not Z, then your scale might be a different one of these. But if you followed with me, you should be just fine. Hit Apply and close. So the nice thing about the duplicate special is it allows us to modify our model and update in real time our duplicate. So you can see as I have this part over here and I move this, that both those parts update in real time, which is really handy when you're trying to model and you want to see both sides. Okay, so now we have our torso rough shape out, and we're going to start making a shape for the arm. To do this, we need to cut in some extra geometry. So I'm going to go up to Mesh Tools, come down to Insert Edge Loop, and I'm going to add this right about where the bottom of my arm is going to be. So right there. Okay, I'm going to go into vertex mode, and since I have these extra vertices, I'm going to shape them for my body. Pull this in, get more curve on that back. I can line this one up. And you're going to want to, every time you add some extra geometry, go around and make some fine-tuning adjustments to your model. Good, good, and good. Okay, go back to my side view here. And I have these two spots for my arm. Now, if we were making a character for production, I wouldn't, like I said, I wouldn't do it this way, but just for practice, we're going to set it up this way. I'm going to grab these two faces here. So this one and this one. And as I add an arm here, I can't add them to the current spot. Okay? I have to delete these faces off. Now you could extrude. You could go up to polygons and hit the extrude button and pull an arm off of here. I personally don't like doing that. It gets a little bit wonky, but you're welcome to go ahead and do that. For me though, I'm just going to go ahead and delete these two, and I'm going to create a new cube to line up for this arm. So grab my body, I'll add a cube here. You can see it drops down there. Go into my channel box. Front view, I'll go ahead and line this up with my character's body. And the hole in the arm is over here, so I'll just move that over there. And if I look at the geometry that's available, this piece has two faces, right? We cut off two faces. So that's 1 vertex, 2 vertex, 3 vertex, 4, 5, and 6. But this cube only has 4 vertices, right? That means that it does not match the shape. So before I can attach this to there, I need to make sure it's going to match the shape. So I'm going to go over to Polygons, make sure I'm on Input, Polycube, and I'm going to split this. I believe my depth should be good. There we go. 1 cut in the depth. So now I have 6 slices. And I will adjust the size of my cube. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so it fits the size. And now I can make the length for for the arm here. Actually, I'll hold off on the length. I'll just get this part done. Grab my cube. I'm going to delete the faces on the other side. So face mode. Grab that face and that one. So now that when I connect these, they won't have a face there. And pay attention to the fact that I'm keeping these as quads. I'm not adding n-gons or any triangles in here, just because it'll be easier on me later. Alright, so now we can get ready to attach this, but before we do, we actually want to shape our arm. Remember, in the front, our arm looks like this, but in the side, our arm is over here. So what we have to do is move this and line it up with our arm. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab this and move it. If you have an issue with the pivot being too low or whatever, just go up to Modify and then Center Pivot. It'll throw it back in the middle. I'm going to drag this over to the arm, and now I'm going to start working on the arm shape. First, I want to adjust it because this is currently the arm is rotated at an awkward angle. See that? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to adjust the way it looks. On the front view, I'm going to grab these two vertices and bring those down here. These ones I'm going to move about where they're going to sit, but I'm not going to connect them just yet. And I'm also going to adjust this so that I have a nicer fall off from my arm to my wrist. And if I look in my side view here, you can see that we have a little bit of a bend here where the elbow should be. But this group right here is not the elbow. That's part of the back of the arm. So what we have to do is add a cut in here. We can do that by using our Insert Edge Loop tool. So Mesh Tools, Insert Edge Loop. I'm going to go ahead and just drop an edge loop right there. There's my elbow. Grab those vertices. And I am looking at this at a skewed angle, but that's fine, just so I know where everything's at. And I will move this to try to make the shape. So if I grab these guys up here, get a better angle so I can see. And you can work in a 4 view if it's easier for you to pin down what vertices you're pulling on. So these two I'm going to pull in a little bit. Let's grab that bottom one there. Okay, that's already there. Move that down. I'll move this to shape my hand. Now what it takes a while to get used to is the fact that you have crisscrossing wires here. That doesn't mean anything bad about the model, just means that they're just overlapping. Just pay attention to the ones that you're grabbing, that way you don't make any mistakes. And if you make a mistake, it's not too big of a deal. You can always Control Z, or you can just reposition the vertex if you need to. Okay. And this does need to be rounded off a little bit, so I'll do that in the perspective view. You can see that it's very boxy. So I'm going to pull these in to kind of adjust those angles. Not too worried about it because this is a stick figure, so being somewhat stick-like is okay. Alright, so there's a rough shape for the arm, and now we can attach it. So I'm going to go ahead and go back into object mode, select my arm, and I will now move it from my side view and line it up with the body. Okay. Pick a spot where you think it should rest, and then we're going to attach it. So I'll select the arm, I'll select the body, And then I'll use the Combine tool. So up here under my Polygons tab, we have these two orange planes instead of a circle. That's our Combine tool. Hit Combine, and you'll see they both turn the same shade of green. And now we just have to attach the vertices to the correct position. So I'm going to grab my Target Weld tool, select the vertex that I want to connect, and then I'll drag it to where I want it to go. Now make sure that everything lines up. So this front vertex goes to the front, this middle one goes to the middle, back to back, and so on and so on. So this one first goes to the front. This bottom one in the front goes to there. This top one here, try to get an angle that matches. This top one. These two planes are crisscrossing on my side, so you can't really grab it while it's crisscrossing. So I'm going to come out of the tool here by hitting Q, and I will select the vertex that I need. I'll just move it out of the way. I'll press Y to bring up my tool, select the vertex, drag it, there we go. Just because I couldn't select it through the plane. Grab the next one, attach it there. Next one to there. And this one I can't really see that one either, so I'm going to go back into vertex mode, and I will select the tool there. Okay, so you can see how this one kind of crisscrosses the body. I'm just going to pull that off. And then I will sew that one on. There we go. So now the arm is attached to the body. Bit of an armpit, arm and shoulder. Okay, so there is an arm and a body for our character. In the next video, we will look at how to create a leg and have that attached, and then we'll do the head. Okay? Make sure you save your work. This one is going to be iteration 2. That way if we mess up, all we have to remake is the arm. Okay, and I will see you guys in the next video.